as it were your own. Rebel in still water, when there is no pebble cast or wind to blow. Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. So good to see you again. It's been a bit. Today we're doing Ripple by Grateful Dead. Thanks for your patience. Sorry I haven't been posting quite as often. I spent a lot of days in the studio, and it's all done as far as the studio. And I also spent probably 20 hours getting the Cora tuned up and strung up in time. So that really took a ton of my attention. And now I just have some singing and editing to do at home. But point is, I'm really excited to get back to the channel. I have a lot of songs lined up I think you're going to enjoy, including a couple requests from patrons. So today we're doing Ripple by Grateful Dead. This was off of their album American Beauty, 1970. Just such a wonderful acoustic song. I couldn't help but combine the melody with the chords on the intro, so that's a little bit more intermediate advanced. So I'll get to that after we learn the song and the chords. The chords are all quite playable, and I really recommend learning songs like these where we have open chords played in sort of a folk Americana style, where we're going to do bass down up kind of thing, or bass down up, bass up, down up, same thing, right? So we want to have that in our tool belt for each chord. And we do this alternating bass thing here. So for instance, on this C, after I go bass down up, or even just bass down, we can then go to a G note and then energize the strumming with like down up, up down up, just to give it a little more gusto on the second half of the bar. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you'll hear that in this song. Also, you could just do bass down up to keep it simple at the beginning, and then sort of spice up your playing with variations. All right, so that's occurring throughout the entire song when there's vocals. As I mentioned, it's kind of fun to combine these things, which is a little more tricky, but the same principles apply as far as the chords are all open and they're happening in a very sort of predictable way. We're just fitting the melody in between. So I'll talk a little bit more about how to go about that, and of course we'll break it down note for note. Check out the Patreon. I'll have that as well as the entire song written out for you there. Really appreciate your support. Glad to jump back into things here. So let's zoom in and learn this song. All right, let's get started right away with this song. The intro, which I'll teach you in a bit, is the verse, right? It's just the verse with the melody added. So we have a G chord here. You could figure it like this or this. A lot of times I do this because it's nice and easy to go to the C. So you can try that out. And we're gonna do a bass down up pattern. All right, so bass meaning the 6th string, and then down up. This isn't a shuffle or swing, so it's not bass down up, it's bass down up. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 2, 2. So it's got a shuffle to it. So swing that 8th note. Okay. After you get that down, you want to start doing alternating bass. So you're going to do 6th string down up, 4th string down up. That's a root 5th bass movement there. Okay, so that happens for 2 bars. So let's practice that together, because once you get that rhythm down, the feel continues throughout the song. 3, 4. nice and relaxed. Now we do a C. I'm just going to recommend a regular C and moving your third finger back and forth instead of this. Okay, that's my recommendation. So C, same thing, except 5th string, bass, down, up, go to 6th string, 3rd fret, bass, down, up. Okay, so 3, 4. 3 bars. Okay, and then back to G. Let's go from the G to the C so we can hear the song. There's 2 bars. 3, 4, 5. Back to G here. Then that's the first phrase. Okay, the second phrase is a little different. So here we go. Same thing. 2 bars. Just 2 bars of C now. Now we go G for a bar. Now D, 4th string, down, up, 5th string, down, up. C, G. And then it repeats. So let's try the whole verse together. I'll call it the chords as they come. Starting with a G. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Here's the C. On here for a while. I play. Da, 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 da. Coming to the G right here. And G. To the C. Back to G. D. C. G. That's called a turnaround. All right. Then it repeats. Now, and the second time it goes to the chorus. But before we move on, you can definitely create variations. You can go bass, down, bass, up, down, up to create a little bit of interest and imbalance there. Right, so variations are always good to have. All right, so the second time through the verse, we then go a little walk down to the chorus. So it ends in a G, walk down here. So that would be 2nd fret, 1st fret, 5th string, and then A minor. All right, so let's start with the regular part, and then I'll show you the tremolo mandolin part. So chorus, A minor. We're gonna go between the 5th and 6th strings for 2 bars. Now D. 4th and 5th strings. 2 bars. G. C. Now we go to A7. All right, 5th and 6th strings on the bass, and then D. Okay, then the chorus goes back to the verse. All right, and then you would basically have another verse and then the chorus. So that's the entire form in terms of the chords and the rhythm. Now let's cover the mandolin part, and then we'll circle back to the intro and we'll try to get that riff going in there. Okay, so on the chorus, there's this cool mandolin thing. Of course, the mandolin is higher than the guitar, so it's a little higher than this, but this is a pretty good representation of it. So we're going to do an A minor dyad here. Dyad is 2 notes, not 3 notes like a triad. We're just going to go tremolo, 16th note, down, up, really fast. Okay, now we go up 2 frets for the D, but then we go back down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then for the G it goes back up to 10 and 12. 3, 4. Then for the C, 13 and 12. Then really cool here, 14 and 12 for the A7 for a bar, and then 15 and 14 for the D. And then they go down at the very end. Okay, so that would be 3, 4. Full in clear water. Going back up. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then then I would just go back here. So you could throw that in. All right, so now for the intro. All right, we're going to go through this note for note, but keep in mind that the chords are occurring sort of as a filler in between the melody. What's important is this, right? What Jerry's singing later. That's what matters. The chords are just there. This is what chord melody is all about, is the melody, not the chords. Okay? With that being said, let's jump in. So we're going to do, I'll have the tab up here because it's going to be hard to explain without it. All right, so we got that, right? Then down the chord, fourth, up, down, up, chord. Okay, now third and fourth strings, second, third string, second fret, and then second string open. Now get a C over G ready, and then melody, third string. Down, second string, hammer on to second fret. Down, up, bass, down, up, bass. O to 2, hammer on, and then melody, third string. Then down, up, down, second string, hammer to second fret, third string, back to open, chord, second string, open, second fret, and then chord, hammer on to second fret, down, up, open, hammer, fourth string open, G. Okay, then the phrase repeats, at least that part. So let's practice that. 3, 4, 1. Okay? If things are not lining up rhythmically, it's honestly fine. It's this song, I mean, Jerry would never play it the same way twice, I imagine. All right? Next 2 lines here, we just have some, actually kind of straightens out rhythmically. So third string, chord, fourth, up, down, up, chord. Third twice, second, just like before. Land on the C over G here with the third string open, down, up, hammer, down, up, bass, down, up, bass. O to O, so we anticipate the melody for the G. O to O, and then get your G bass ready. Bass, down, up, down. Now when you go bass, down, up, down, make sure to hit that second string melody. First fret, second fret, get to a D, bass, down, up, bass, up, down, up. So great to play. Just really like that. Okay, now O2, and then chord, first string, O2, O, bass, down, up, bass, up, down, up, bass, chord, chord, do. Now we're rocking. All right, so that's my arrangement of it. There's probably other ways to arrange it because I'm combining guitar parts, and that can be kind of weird to throw into one part. If you're really exact about it, it can be a little maddening. So what I recommend is, you can fidget with this arrangement and make it your own. You can mess with the rhythms. You can decide, you know what, I don't want to put a chord in there, or I want to ignore some of Mitch's weird melody notes way up high. I was pretty exact with the transcription, so you may not want to go to that length, and that's totally fine. So I guess what I'm trying to say is make it your own. Anyway, hopefully this makes sense, and it's a wonderful song to play. I love the song and the lyrics. So enjoy this as I have, and we'll see you next lesson.